Hello, 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 hello. We are here, Leroy. Don't be yawning. Don't be
I
yawning.
know, right? It's one
Hey,
of them
everybody.
days.
This
I
is
think it's raining
right.
outside now.
I know. Hey, everybody. This is Kendell Lenice, the remix coach, and that's my boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. Wait, let me change because I'm not the certified life coach today. Like, I got to change it. When I'm doing this, I'm just the host. I'm just a host, a movie lover. Let me change it. I'm just the host of More Than Just a Movie. That's my co-host, Dr. Leroy. Well, we do it together. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. This is More Than Just a Movie, where we break down classic Black films, as well as I got the wrong what's the name on. That's why I'm like, why am I looking at myself? Hold up, let me get our life together because I just did a show. Let me change this banner. Leroy probably like, why her face up there? Hold up.
Uh-uh.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There we are. There we are. That's it. That's it. That's it. My bad. My bad. But this is more than just a movie where we break down classic Black films, TV, and the movie experience. And I'm so excited for today's show as we are in. This is the finale of season 6. We got a whole lot planned for you for season 7, but this is the end of season 6. Leroy, 6 seasons.
I know. This has been fun. It's been fun, and I know you said this too, but it has taught me a lot more about
Mm-hmm.
the movie
Mm-hmm.
industry. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, you're not gonna find this. For those that are watching us, you're not gonna find.
Yep.
I don't think there's anybody out here that do the Siskel and Ebert type thing anymore. Yet
Mm-mm.
alone the way that
Mm-mm.
we do it, because our spin on it and the way that we are unique in
It's
what we
totally
do is
different.
there's no. Yeah, it's totally different from what
Totally
anybody
different.
else is out there doing. Even if it is somebody out there that's just reviewing movies, they ain't reviewing movies like this. I promise you, they're not.
Right.
They
Right.
certainly not.
No, you're
So,
absolutely right. They're not. They're not. And we are doing that. And we're doing it in a way where Leroy and I bring real life to it. We give real life examples. We talk about the things that are happening in there, and it leads us to something else when it comes to real life. And
hmm
I haven't seen anybody do that because most people just stick to the movie review. But this is more than not just more than a movie, but more than a review show. 'Cause this is not,
yep.
you know what I mean? It's way more than that
hmm
because we bring real life into it. And it's just a beautiful time. We always laugh and cut up. And I always tend to be telling my business on this show. So when I think about more than just a movie, like I couldn't do it with other than Leroy because me and Leroy love the type of movies and the way that Leroy, if he don't like it or if he don't sway with the wind. Leroy be like, I don't care if you like it. I don't like it. We did that with Bats. I never forget that. You was like, I
For
don't
sure,
like
for
the
sure.
movie. And I was like, but we got to do it because, it is a classic for a lot of people. Like people recite it. And I know my household does. So we ended up doing it and it ended up working out because the writer and the writer of the movie ended up commenting on our show.
hmm
And like
hmm
we had Gina Prince Bythewood comment about the show too. So we are making moves. We could be the little engine that could. We making moves and making things happen. But so last week, if you were watching, you know that we did black actresses turned actors. I mean, turned directors. Because all season 6, we're focusing on black directors. So we went through everyone from Ava DuVernay to F. Gary Gray to Ryan Coogler and on and on and on. But then last week, I was like, let's do the black actresses who have turned director. And Leroy was like, you can't. What you say, Leroy? What you say?
Got to include the fellas. Can't do the ladies without doing the fellas. So,
So there's that. So what we have done is, like, if you watched last week, we said we were going to do the fellas, and I said, okay, that could be a great finale, and then we take about 3 weeks off, and then we come right to it. Should we tell them what we spotlighting on in season 7, or should we let them wait? Should we do a teaser video? What should we do?
Yeah, yeah, we can do a teaser video to let them know,
Okay.
what we got coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So maybe we'll do a
Yeah,
teaser video for
yeah,
y'all next week to talk about what we're gonna have coming up in season
guess what
7.
movie I
All right,
saw?
Leroy.
Guess, guess what
What?
movie is on? It just went off, but and then it's another great movie that came on just after. But you remember? And I don't think we did this one. Um, it was The Last Dragon with with
Oh,
uh with
kind of
Vanity.
shown up. We didn't do show enough.
Yeah. No, I don't think we did. I don't think we did The Last Dragon.
Oh, we got to do show enough. We got to
Yeah.
do
So
show
that'll be
enough.
another one that we add to season 7.
Yes, because of what we're gonna do. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was like, dog. I was like, yeah, I don't think we've done that one. So I was like, yeah. And then now they're showing on Bounce, they're showing Into the Dragon with Bruce Lee. I don't know if you were a Bruce Lee fan or
Oh,
watched the Bruce Lee
I
movies.
I wasn't, but Bruce, everybody liked Bruce Lee back in the
Yeah,
day. So like
yeah,
that
yeah,
wasn't my
yeah.
thing, but I know that's a lot of people's thing. So I wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
tell you what happened in the movie.
Hmm.
So you would have to
Hmm.
run and lead that one.
No, no, I'm
And I
saying
don't
that
have a
they
problem with
showed it
that
on
because I don't
Bounce. I
know.
just thought that was good. I thought that was I mean, that's definitely
Wow.
growing up. I always remember those movies. Because I did a evening conversation about that. What was Bruce Lee's best movie? Because you had Enter the Dragon,
Mm.
Chinese Connection, Fist of Fury. So there were a couple of them that I remember watching. That was back in the day when they had the voiceovers and the voiceover didn't
Oh, they'd be
match
like,
the
no, 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 no.
voice.
It'd be like this.
And then you kill my brother.
Right, right. It'd be like, it's like that is so, and they'd be like, and then the mouth would move after the words come
Right.
out. And do you remember when I think in Living Color did that and made fun of that? Do you remember that? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they did that. But
yeah, yeah.
all right, so we could do that. We could do that. All right, so let's go
Hmm.
into what we're talking about today. We are talking about the Black actors. I was thinking about Denzel Washington, Mario Van
Uh-huh.
Peebles. We got
Hmm.
Robert Townsend, Tyler Perry, Keenan
Hmm.
Ivory Wayans, Don Cheadle, Nate Parker, Spike Lee. Since it's the man, I'm gonna let you lead this. Let's talk about it.
Well, no, I want you to start with Don Cheadle. What movie did he direct? Did he direct Miles Long? The movie
Did
about Miles
he wait?
Davis?
Let me see. Let me see.
He
Give
might
me
have been the
one
executive
second.
producer on that one because
He
I
was
know he.
director for House of Lies. He did Vanity Fair,
Oh, okay.
Miles Ahead, and he's getting
Miles.
ready
Okay,
to
Miles ahead.
direct a movie called The Big Cigar.
Okay, okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, the names that you named were the to start with. I'm gonna give you a couple that might not have been on, that might not be on the list that you have, because you said Spike, Tyler Perry. You didn't say Jordan Peele, who is
Oh yeah, I
hilarious.
seen him on the list. Yeah, Jordan Peele. Let's
That's
talk
it.
about
And I
Jordan
haven't. Did you
Peele.
ever watch his movie Get Out? Like those movies
Yeah,
that he was known
I
for.
went to the movies to see that. Yeah, I went to the movies
Okay.
to see Get Out.
Yeah, because I didn't
And
go to see that.
you didn't see Get Out?
Mm-mm. He has another one too. He has another movie with Lupita in it, and
That was
the dude that was in the dude was that was in Black Panther,
yeah,
the
that was
big
the
dude.
doppelgangers. We Us.
Is it us?
That was
Okay,
called
okay,
Us.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody that we have on our list, As
Mhm.
an actor and as a director, have produced some great shows, or whether it was the actual movie. Because I have ones that you might not have: Charles S. Dutton, Eric
Oh, right.
LaSalle.
Eric
Yeah, he
LaSalle.
produced some of
Yep.
those.
Yep.
And Charles S. Dutton also produced a couple of episodes. Remember The Corner, the show
Yeah,
The
that's what I
Corner?
was just getting ready to say. That was I like that better than The Wire, and
Did you? Oh, that's a good
I'm
one.
probably a
That's a good
person
one.
who, yep, I might be standing by myself with that one though.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I might, and I
Hmm.
was on The Wire the last season, but I don't know. I'm not. Well, let me not compare it. I'll just say that I enjoyed that a lot.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I enjoyed it a
They
lot.
were very similar because the shows were they were
Yeah,
very similar. I think people connected more to The
yeah,
Wire just because of the story. And it was where I believe, you can correct me if I'm
and
wrong.
also
It,
it was
it
longer.
oh, okay. Hmm. 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 And I
It was a
think
series, like, that was just like a mini series.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, because the Wire went like 7, 8 seasons, didn't it?
Mhm, mhm,
Didn't it have like
and
seven,
that
eight
was just
seasons? And I think
mhm, mhm.
no, but I think that people too. I think people liked, if you will, the villain Stringer Bell, which was Idris, what the heck is
Elba.
Idris, Elba,
Mhm.
Idris Elba's character on this Stringer Bell, and he was Ghost before Ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, he was.
He was Ghost
Yeah,
before Ghost, but he kind of got his name out there, I think, because of The Wire. Because I don't know if he had done that show Luther, which I never got into. He had done
no,
Luther.
he hadn't done that by then.
Oh, okay. So he did Luther after that, which I think is really big in London, which is where he's from. But
Mhm,
I never really connected with Luther. But but he got his kind of his name out there, really, I believe,
mhm,
with The Wire, because of
mhm,
how big The Wire was. And
mhm,
everybody always talks about The Wire because of the negative connotation that it
mhm,
left on Baltimore. You
mhm.
know,
Yep.
people know
Mayor Brandon
Baltimore.
Scott was talking about that when he was just on Amanda Seales' podcast. It was the
Oh,
side
okay, okay,
effects of
okay.
being the black mayor of Baltimore. It's a real good
Hmm.
episode. I'll send it to you. And
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
on there keeping it all the way real.
Oh, he definitely has it. He's really, just a side note, he's really impressed me with his leadership through the Key Bridge
Mhm,
collapsing.
mhm, mhm.
Him and Governor Moore, two black men, y'all. I'm gonna say it
Yes,
again.
I
Two
love it.
black men leading. And I believe this is the only state that has
Yeah,
two black men leading a major city and the state.
I
So
love it.
kudos
I
to
love it.
Mayor Brandon Scott, because he's not one of my favorites as far as
You
mayor
always
goes and
say
everything like
that.
that. I do, yep. And him and Governor Moore, they have truly handled this whole disaster situation and everything like that excellently. They have
Yeah,
handled it very, 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 very well.
yeah.
I mean, all of the criticism that they've given to Mayor Brandon Scott, it's which is ridiculous in and of itself.
It's
But
totally
you know,
ridiculous.
but yeah, but yeah, but Baltimore gets that negative rap,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
because that's what people associate Baltimore with. I'm like, okay, and I'll say that's an aspect of Baltimore. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
But there's
But that's what
also
he was
a
saying.
yeah, and that's not to say that there's some great people and great history behind Baltimore. And
Mhm,
and believe it or not, Baltimore has had a lot of movies that were
mhm,
filmed here,
mhm.
that were filmed right
Let him
here.
know.
So
Let him
you
know.
know, so
Let him know.
Baltimore is a great thing, for Idris Elba being a part of the Wire and everything like that, I think was a it was a story.
Yeah.
true in effect and everything like that, and you take that, you take the good with the bad with it, you know.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, it's been what was the it was another movie. Matter of fact, by Robert Townsend. You remember Meteor Man?
Yes, I do remember Meteor Man. Hmm.
That that was filmed here as well in Baltimore by Robert Townsend, and
I didn't
then
realize
over
Meteor Man because I
in
wasn't living here then. I didn't realize
really
that
okay,
was in
yeah,
Baltimore.
yeah, yeah. That was filmed here in Baltimore, and I believe it might have been majorly in DC. I don't know if they came over here to Baltimore. It might have been a couple of scenes that were filmed here in Baltimore. I believe so. But Chris Rock's movie Head of State,
That's
did
my
he direct that
movie.
one? I know, me too. Did he direct that movie? I don't think he directed that. I don't think he directed it. But that was filmed here.
I just
And
tried
if not,
can you see me?
no,
Yeah,
it's
I
your
just did. That was so weird to plug
yeah. I'm not sure who
in. I was trying to
it's
plug in
the.
my device and it did that. That's so weird. But keep it going. I'm gonna try to fix it.
Yeah. So those were just a couple of movies that were filmed here in Baltimore, and we're more than Baltimore is more than just The Wire, y'all. Just like we're more than just a movie. But let's get into. We'll talk a little bit about. I'm gonna go down my list that I have here. Um,
All right, trying to fix
at
that. Sorry about that, guys.
that's okay.
Yes. Sorry
In
mhm.
his catalog, and it's not just about him being the director. He actually starred in his movies from his first movie. She's Gotta Have It. He was in that, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to think
Mhm.
the only movies I'm thinking that he did that he wasn't in. He wasn't in Inside Man with Denzel. He wasn't in
Mm.
that movie.
No, he wasn't.
Um, didn't he do a movie? Yeah, didn't he do a movie about a serial killer too? He wasn't in that one.
He
And I'm trying to think of
probably
the
pick
other
and
ones, but
chooses who which ones he's in.
yeah, well, and most of them
He picks
that
and
he
chooses.
was in, yeah, and he can do that because he's reached that level, that status where
Mhm.
he didn't need to be in. I don't think it fit for him to be in like Inside Man. I don't think there was a reason for him to be in there.
No. No.
Um, but his other movies, Do the Right Thing, of
Mhm.
course. Him, it fit him being in there. Him being, I tell you, my favorite probably Spike movie is Mo Better Blues.
Mo better make it
Mo
Mo
Better make
better.
it. Mo Better. See, there you go. Mo Better makes it
So
Mo
because
Better.
Spike Lee, and I love that I keep kicking it off with Spike Lee because we did a special show just with Spike Lee.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, because of Spike.
he's probably a director turned actor.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So
For
he's
sure.
the
For
reverse.
sure.
He's a director turned actor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
let's
you're right.
talk
You're right.
about,
You're right.
yeah. So let's talk about Denzel. We talked about his
Yeah.
movie, Antoine Fisher. That was his first time
Yes.
directing,
Hmm.
and it was a phenomenal job. That movie, we've
Yeah.
spotlighted it here on More Than Just a Movie. It's heavy.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Very.
heavy, heavy.
Cause yeah,
It's
and that was
super.
based on a true story too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Antoine Fisher was a real person,
yeah.
and he did a
Yeah.
phenom- and
And
he did a phenomenal job.
yeah. I mean, and when I think of the movies that Denzel has directed, and he's only directed a couple, a few. His first movie, like you said, was Antoine Fisher. The second
Hmm.
one, The Great Debaters, was right there as
Hmm.
well.
Oh, that
Was a
was
heavy
do what
was a
you have
heavy
to
movie
do
too.
so you can do what you want to do. That's what he said in that one. Remember,
Hmm.
do what you have to
Hmm.
do so you can do what you want to do. Hey, Basine, shout
Yep.
out to Basine. She watching on the TV,
Yes.
but do what
Yes.
you
What's
have to
up,
do.
babe?
Pray for Basine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pray for Basine. Somebody hit her car.
Oh no. She okay?
I hit her car. Yeah, she's going through, going through it right now. So pray for our girl.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely,
She going through it.
absolutely. Yeah.
She
I
going
mean,
through it. But
he's been, yeah, Denzel has been on point with each movie that he's directed. I mean, I'm talking
mhm.
Antoine Fisher, The Great Debaters, and then his third one. I can't think if he did. I believe he did direct it. It was the journal. It was a Journal for Jordan, the one with Michael B. Jordan in it and the young lady.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That movie, for that's a sleep, folks. If I think for moviegoers, if y'all have not watched that movie, that was an absolute phenomenal movie. It is. I mean, and I know you would love it because it's a love story, and
I
it's
haven't
another
seen
truth.
that one. I didn't see
You
it.
gotta watch it. I'm telling you, you've got to watch it.
I
It is
heard
an
I saw it,
absolute
but I
lovely
mean
story.
I saw
Yeah.
about it, but I didn't see it.
Yep. And
I
people
gotta check that
people have
out.
slept on that movie. Yeah, it is a great, great, great love story, phenomenal story about a couple, and the gentleman is in the Michael B. Jordan is in the
Mhm.
service. I don't want to tell the whole story, but he
Mhm.
falls in love with this young lady,
Mhm.
and they go on to come together. And I'm gonna leave the rest of it for you to watch. You gotta watch it and see it because
All right, I'm gonna watch
it's
it.
a it's
What
a
did
it's
I
a
got? You
heart
gotta
wrenching.
tell
Yeah,
me
it's
when
a
it's
heart
on.
wrenching.
Tell the people what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think I want to say Netflix. You should be able to find it on Netflix or maybe Amazon Prime. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I watched it on. I think I might have watched it on HBO, so I'm not sure about the cable. I have to look it up to see, but I
Mhm.
believe you should be able to see it on Netflix. It should be on Netflix. But it's just a
Okay.
phenomenal story. The story was well told, greatly directed by Denzel,
Mhm.
and of course the cast is spot on again.
Mhm.
Is really spot on with that. So he's had three really major hits as a director.
Yes.
We know about the act, you know about the
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah. And it's
But to
Journal for
me,
Jordan. You said
Journal
Journal
for
for
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
looking. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, but
Journal for Jordan.
that's a great one by Denzel. So, um,
Okay.
so yeah, you definitely want to check that one out.
And
And
let's talk about New Jack City. We got to
yeah,
talk about Melvin Van Peebles and his
that's the
son,
daddy.
Mario Van
Yeah.
Peebles. Melvin,
Mm-hmm.
he was already acting and directing in the 70s,
Correct.
right? And then
Correct.
his son,
Mm-hmm.
Mario Van Peebles, who was a little boy watching his father do the work, one of his directorial debuts was New Jack City.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And boy,
Mm-hmm.
was that a
Yeah,
splash into the
that's a big
industry.
hit. Yeah, absolutely.
New Jack City
Absolutely.
is a classic, and New Jack City is Mario Van Peebles. Now, hopefully, the folks know who Mario Van Peebles is. And if you don't know who Mario Van
Right.
Peebles is, you need to do your Black history homework. That's what I always say. You got to know who Mario
Yeah.
Van Peebles is because
Yeah, you
him
gotta
and his
know.
father are legendary.
Yeah. 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 And because his dad was out around the exploitation
Mhm.
era
Mhm.
of movies, and that's when he was doing his thing. So yeah, definitely
Mhm.
Mario. And I mean New Jack City. When I think about that, that was a that was a culture changing movie. The music, the
Talk
especially
about it. Talk about
the
it.
soundtrack,
Oh,
because
that
this was the
soundtrack
early
is good.
'90s.
That soundtrack is
Yeah,
everything.
this was yeah. Well,
That
this was.
soundtrack is
I mean, and
everything.
they talk about some serious. Yeah, oh, isn't it?
Yeah,
One
that
of the best
soundtrack is
soundtracks
everything. Yeah, it
between
is.
New Jack City. I don't know which. Is better, New Jack City or Boomerang?
Oh, that's a good one. Or throwing Waiting to Exhale. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yep, yep.
oh, oh. New Jack City. Well, I would have
Yep.
to say only
Yeah, that's a
Boomerang because that's when it was introduced in Tony Braxton.
okay, 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 okay,
So
okay.
that's the only reason
Yeah,
why I would say
but
that one.
yeah, and the movie New Jack City, like I said, was a cultural shift in the movie. I mean, and because it was the New Jack swing, which Teddy Riley is the father of, for folks that don't know.
Mhm. Mhm.
That was that early '90s
Mhm.
sound that nobody
Mhm.
else had. It had a nice little hip hop,
Mhm.
R&B, jazz kind of swag to it. It was just a whole cultural thing, and the movie fit that. Here it was, these cops that weren't the
Mhm.
traditional type cops. They were out Ice T playing a cop
Mhm.
back then. For those
And
that
Ice-T
don't
didn't want to
don't
play a cop. Ice-T did not want to do
yeah,
that.
he said yeah, yep, absolutely. He was like, he did not what, because he was from the streets, and he was just like, no, I'm not trying to. He really didn't want to play somebody that he had all his life really kind of not liked. But
It
and it's
was like
kind of
the op.
ironic.
Like, I don't
But
want to play the op. That's the op. I don't want to play the ops.
yeah, but here's the funny thing about the ironic thing about him playing the cop. That probably led to him being on what's the SVU, the um the SVU
Come on.
series.
And he been on there for
He,
what, 30 years? He
oh,
been
I
on there
know
for
he's been.
forever.
Oh, I'm thinking almost. It's been at least 20. Is what I'm thinking.
Yep.
I think he's been on
And
that
it provided
the
financial
SVU.
stability. It finded stability for
Yep.
his family, as far as you ain't moving
Yep.
all over and doing this and that.
Yep.
Man, if he
Yep.
didn't have that, he probably wouldn't. If he didn't do that, they probably wouldn't have seen him in
Right.
Law and Order. If they didn't see him
Right.
be a cop in New
Right.
Jack City.
Correct. Correct. I believe so. I believe that led to that job on Law and Order. I
Yeah,
really do. I
because
really do.
everything
I really do.
happens in divine order, like
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be. Think about it. Because had he not
Mm-hmm.
done that,
Yep.
then
Yep.
it might be totally
Absolutely.
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it happened
So
for
so
that.
yeah,
Who you got
that's
next?
well, I mean,
Mm,
we'll mention him, but I mean, but we did a special just like we did with Spike, and that's Tyler Perry. He started
mhm,
off directing his plays, so it was
mhm.
I think natural for him
So
to
he
be a director on.
went the opposite. So you doing director turn actor,
Yeah, well, you think so
because
because
you
he
doing like
was
Spike director turn actor.
well,
He wasn't an actor.
not what Spike was. No, but Tyler Perry was an actor and a director, so he was kind of both. He started off as both because he acted in his
I guess
plays.
at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
at the
true.
same time,
That's true. That's true.
you know.
That's true.
Um,
You're right about that.
you
That's
know,
true.
eh, so I mean, him starting off with his plays, I think, and
That's
leading to
true.
his career that he's had now.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I'm assuming that he was able to kind of fine tune his directing with the plays. You know what I mean? As and even his acting. I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go there with that, but but he was able to fine
You don't.
tune.
You always go there.
Yeah, but he fine tuned being able to direct and taking it from the plays to the movies and to the small screen. So he's
Mhm.
directed in all kind of three type of spaces. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Which I think is a good thing and a testament
Yeah.
to his talent.
TV
I think that
plays and movies.
he yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Spike is definitely one that I mean, not Spike. Tyler is definitely someone that we want to mention. And then I'm going to go back to Jordan Peele, and I think he was an actor. Then he
Okay.
directed. So, yeah, which I think was great too because I don't know how much you watched what's his Peel and what's the guy's name?
I didn't watch
Uh,
Pell and Keel.
Kellen Peel. Yeah, their skits
I didn't
are
watch them.
hilarious. Really, their skits are hilarious, man. So to see him go from that comedic type of actor
Mm-hmm.
and then to move into the serious
Yeah.
movies, because his movies have been haven't been comedies at all. They've been serious movies or
No, it's
thrillers.
been dark and kind of dark.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. That's the perfect word for it. His movies have
Yeah.
been very
Yeah.
dark, the totally opposite of what he was. Maybe he used, just being an act, getting his foot in the door as a comedic actor, but he had aspirations of writing, and putting these type of movies together.
Yeah.
And I guess you can get, you
Yeah.
can get pigeonholed, and just like singers, they get held to a certain type of, certain type of genre, and really
Yeah.
stay there. Some people, that's what they do. That's how they,
Yeah.
they what like a Patti LaBelle song, you gonna know, and a Luther song, you gonna know. It's not really, they don't move to the left or to the right of what they are, as opposed to
Right.
a a um a Beyonce who
Yeah.
who stepped out of her comfort zone, so to speak, because she did a country music album. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was the last thing that I expected from her. So I think as an
Well,
actor and
she is
director,
from
you
Dallas.
do, and we
She
talked.
is from Houston, Texas.
Correct,
That's the
and
home
that's
of
what
the
everybody been
Cowboys.
saying. Yeah, she's from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
she's
she.
from Houston,
Mm-hmm.
so to
Mm-hmm.
expect that, and so as a director and actor or actor director, yeah, you have to be able to be, able to do different things, and not afraid to do different things,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Yep.
everyone that we're listing isn't afraid to
Yeah.
to do that. I mean, I have, and I don't know if you had on your list, Forrest Whitaker. He directed Wait and Exhale. You mentioned that.
Remember I told
um
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So let's
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that. Let's
yeah.
talk about that because that's one for me. When he did that and
Hmm.
had all those women together, and when I mentioned that,
Yeah,
you was like, he did, and I don't think a lot of
yeah.
people realize, Forrest Whitaker.
Hmm.
We know. Let's just run down some of the things. Give me 1 second. What the Forrest Whitaker was on, because he
Hmm.
has been acting for a very long time, and then
Correct.
to direct a movie with all these beautiful black women. I mean, they have said nothing but great things about him during that time when he was directing Waiting to Exhale. He's been on The Color of Money, Platoon, Different Strokes, even back in the day. We know Jason's Lyric. Who him and Jason's Lyric, my God.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Jason's The
yeah.
Crying
Mad
Game
Dog.
was a huge one. Mad Dog, man, and The Crying Game was huge for remember when that came out for Forrest Whitaker.
Hmm.
A Rage in Harlem. You remember that?
Yes,
And then
yes.
also, right, and his first directorial debut was 1995's Waiting to Exhale. And to be
Mm.
able to direct that for your first film, the budget was $16 million. The box office, it made 82 million. That ain't shabby for your
Nice.
first directorial debut.
Not at all. Yeah, I'm
Budget
sure he got a
16
couple phone
million,
calls after that.
box office 82, right, $82 million. So when you think about that, that's a testament of, since we're talking about actors turning to directors, that's a testament of a great actor, because had he not had, I believe, the reputation in Hollywood and just the abilities to be a good
Correct.
actor, I don't know if they would have said, hey,
Hmm.
you might not,
Right,
you may be sensitive to all of these women, and this is a kind of a woman story, you know I don't know if they would have said that. He seems like a gentle soul.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
So,
sure.
and
For
yeah, and
sure.
I'm
Definitely for sure.
glad you brought that one back up. And I was trying to look at This with Forrest Whitaker. So everybody knows by now when they see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. But I wanted to oh, let's talk about him. Let's real quick, The Godfather of Harlem. You ever watched that? The Godfather of Harlem?
Ooh,
That's
that
the
was
series that came out in
and I
2019.
hated
Oh, that was
I
so
hated
good.
that they stopped it, right? 'Cause I mean, but I guess you can only go but so far with that story.
The Butler, he
But
was good in The Butler. Ooh,
yeah, but him in the Godfather Harlem was excellent, and even the brother that
that was
played Malcolm
excellent.
X in there,
Excellent.
yeah, even the
Excellent.
even the brother that played Malcolm in there, I thought was great. But they messed it up when they changed the brother from that was playing at Malcolm. I mean, that was playing Malcolm
Yeah.
in there. So I
And
wish
I
they
think
hadn't done
they
that. But yeah,
changed networks, and that's what happened too. Yeah.
really, okay, okay,
Someone
okay,
asked it, and
yeah,
somebody
yeah, but you
asked,
can't.
no, but that was so good. I don't know if anybody's anyone out there seen The Godfather of Harlem. That was so it was so good. And then,
Yeah, that's a good
um
series, yeah, and you can still watch it on I think
mhm,
Hulu. I think you
mhm,
can still watch it on Hulu. I think you
it
can
was
watch the
good.
first season and the second season. Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
worth binge
It was
watching.
very good for sure. Now
Yeah.
let's move on to it. It definitely do yourself a favor and watch that, and let us know what you think. And then, of course, Keenan Ivory Wayans. He started
Mhm.
acting
Mhm.
with Robert Townsend back, and I'm going to get you sucker. And also Hollywood Shuffle.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
in that. So when you think about that, and then he directed White Chicks and all
Yeah.
the other movies that even his brother did, and I was
Did
trying to
he?
see if he did um
Yeah.
something else, but he also directed my one of my favorite movies, Low Down Dirty Shame, Jada Pinkett
Oh
Smith.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That Low Down Dirty
Yeah.
Shame, he wrote it and directed that, and he acted in that and did good. He did real in that movie. He did real good as Shane. She was like Shane. And then speaking of Charles S. Dutton, he was in that
Yep.
along, of course, with Sally Richardson, who we spotlighted last week as a
Yeah.
actress turned director.
And do you know if
And that
Keenan?
was a great movie. Kim Wayans was in that as well. What did you think about Lowdown? Man, what do y'all think about Lowdown Dirty Shame? That was my movie. I might watch that this week.
That was probably I
What
think
do you
that
think
was
about
probably
that?
his best movie. Yeah, I think that was
Yeah,
probably his best movie. As far
yeah,
as him doing now, and Living Color is a totally different animal. Directing that show was just
yeah,
absolutely phenomenal as well.
yeah,
Having all of that was a great cast for the number of years
yeah,
that they
yeah,
had and everything like that. So
yeah.
do you know
He also wait a minute,
If
he
Keenan
also directed White Chicks.
right, well he and that's what I'm gonna say, he
White
directed the
Chicks,
movies
all
for the
3 of them
brothers, but
wrote
did he
yeah,
did he did he
well,
direct the Wayans show?
he wrote it, Sean wrote it, and Marlon wrote it. They all 3 of them wrote it. Mm,
That's White Chicks, but
yeah.
did he direct their show, the Wayans brothers?
Yes, some of them, because they have different directors, but yes, he did. Um, I don't know if
Okay,
he directed
okay.
all the episodes, but he directed,
Hmm. Hmm.
Little Man, remember that? That was with
Yes, that
Sean
was
and
good. That was a
Marlon.
good movie too.
That was
That was a
crazy.
good movie.
And he
Yeah, that
directed
was a
some
good
episodes
movie.
and he directed some episodes in The Last OG with Tracy Morgan. That was a good show too.
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah, that was definitely.
Little Man was creepy. It's like he's trying to be a baby and then doing all of this stuff. He's smoking
It
and
was
all that.
hilarious though. It was fun. It was fun. And I don't care what anybody says. Marlon is the most talented out of all of them as far as
Everybody
acting
says
goes.
that. I'm not
Yeah,
comparing the
he's
brothers. I can't do it. I like Damon.
Damon's good
I
too,
can't
but
decide. I like Damon.
yeah, Marlon
Sometimes
has
Marlon is
another
too, and
level.
this is no disrespect. respect. Sometimes he's too goofy and over the top.
Mm,
Even those
mm.
six tuplets, I cracked up. So I watched that a few
I
times.
know
You
that
ever
was a
see
good
six
one too.
tuplets?
That was a good one.
I
Yes,
cracked up over
absolutely
that
hilarious.
over and over.
That was
So he's
hilarious. That
definitely
was
good,
hilarious.
but sometimes he be over the top, over the top.
And even with Marlon, even his comedy show that he had with Essence Atkins, that was a pretty good show too. I don't know why
That
it didn't
was.
last.
That was.
Yeah,
It was called
that was
Marlon.
a good yeah, yeah, it was a good show too. So
It
yeah,
was.
that whole family is talented, man. That's just crazy, you
All
know.
10 of them.
Yeah.
Whew,
I know, right?
that's a lot. That's a lot. His well, we knew what his mother and father was doing. My daughter and I were talking about it. She said somebody on Twitter posted like all of the children and their children and their children's children. Like they did this whole rundown and they was
Wow.
putting out all of these weigh-ins and stuff like that. But one thing that they was doing, they always talk about being poor in the projects. I guess there ain't nothing else to do, and they was just getting it in. They had all them kids and all these offsprings. I guess they were offspring. I guess they were like,
I
"You
know,
coming to
right?
bed? Look, you coming to bed."
Right.
You could think about it. Think about it.
Yeah,
So we talked
absolutely.
about so a
And
lot of people
even
there was. Mm-hmm.
no, I was going to say, in addition to Keenan, you mentioned Robert Townsend, and people slept on. I know we mentioned Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
Shuffle, but people slept on his show, Parenthood. That was a great show too. That was a
Oh,
good
Parenthood was good.
TV.
Parenthood was
That was a
good.
good
Yeah, it
TV.
was.
Yeah, that was a good comedy TV series too. So when people say, when folks want to say that there weren't any, aren't any good black comedy shows, man, we got a list of just in the few people that we've listed here that had absolutely great comedy shows.
And
that
Parenthood had integrity too. That show had
correct.
integrity.
Yeah,
It wasn't
that
just
and
buffoonery.
Rock. Yeah, yeah, that and Rock. Rock was serious sometimes too, because when
Rock was
Clifton Powell was
serious.
on there. Yeah, when Clifton Powell was
Woo!
played the
That
that was
that
that sick that them episodes, I
that was
was
good.
like, whoo.
Yep. Yep.
I said they dug in on that one. And the thing that I liked about that show with Charles F. Dutton with Rock, they actually, I think
That
towards the
live
end or
studio.
whatever, they were doing live. They were doing it live like theater.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they had to
Because
be
they were
some
all
talented
coming from
actors
theater.
and actresses.
Yeah, because Rocky
Hmm.
Carroll,
Hmm.
Ella Joyce, Rock, they were
Yep.
all coming from theater. And it might not be a big deal now, but back then when they were doing it was a big deal to
Yep.
have the studio
Correct.
audience and they were recording it the way that they were filming it
Oh.
like you
Hmm.
said, like theater. That was groundbreaking back then because
Correct.
nobody was
Because
doing live shows like
I
that.
don't think I don't think
And they
anybody
were
else has
live.
done it since then. I don't think anybody else has done it since then
Mm-mm.
that I can
I don't know.
recall.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, I don't think
yeah.
so, but definitely wanted to mention to them the next one that I have. And I know we got only got a few minutes, but
Oh, wait, let's
was
talk. Well,
Nate
let's stay
Parker.
on Robert Townsend for 1 second. Robert Townsend,
Okay.
he directed some of Last OG too, Black Lightning, American Soul. We talked about that with the Soul Train Don Cornelius story. He's directed of course the making of Five Heartbeats, and he even did
Yes.
the Wonder Years. He directed Miss Pat's comedy movie. So he's still acting and he's still directing, like you said with Tyler. He was doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He definitely was. He didn't, I guess, get the same accolades as Tyler did, but definitely Robert Townsend was doing what Tyler Perry's doing
Yeah.
before Tyler Perry was doing it.
Yes.
All of those great things. So phenomenal. But I did want to mention Nate Parker. He did The Birth of a Nation,
So who else you had?
which was I
I
got
have
Eddie
him too.
Murphy and
Yep.
Ice
That
Cube.
was the next one. Yep.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy and Ice Cube. But yeah, Birth of a Nation was a heavy movie as well, and that was a heck of a movie to
Mm-hmm.
be a to be your
Mm-hmm.
directorial debut, and he starred in it, so
Mm-hmm.
he was in it, and he directed it. So so it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely And you don't. I guess that the situation with him happened, so he kind of fell under the, kind of faded away, almost like Columbus Short. And because I thought he was great, he was
Yeah.
talented. Loved him in The Great Debaters. He was really good in that. And even
And the
what's
movie
the
that
movie where
also
he
we
played the
talking
cop?
about the
He
light,
he um
the
he
light.
played the
That's what I was just going to say.
something lights,
Hmm.
something the lights.
Hmm.
About the him and
We
the
were
movie
just talking about
star
it
and
last
everything
week.
like that.
What was the movie
Yeah,
with
I
Nate
can't
Parker?
something
The
lights.
light.
That's him.
Oh, I can't even think right now. We just were from Beyond the
Yeah,
Lights. Beyond
Beyond
the
the Lights.
Lights.
Yeah, Beyond the Lights. That was a
Yeah,
great
we were
movie. That
just
was a good
talking
movie
about
there too.
that.
But
Yeah, we were
but
just talking about that last week. But it
mhm,
happened on the heels of that, and when Birth of the Nation was coming out,
okay.
so he didn't get a lot of
Hmm.
support that he would have
Yeah,
gotten because that the news came
yeah,
out. I don't even know, and it's crazy because even if he came out not true, people not even he just kind of went into
yeah,
obscurity and just kind of
yeah.
tucked away.
And I think
Um,
and I think that was purposeful too, because they didn't, especially with the content and the story of the movie. People didn't want
mhm.
to see that. People definitely didn't want the movie of Nat
Yeah,
Turner being out there, that story
yeah.
being told. They didn't want that, so
No,
they were gonna
no.
ruin his career, try and ruin
I
his
agree.
career. So
Ain't that deep?
you know, so
Ain't that deep though?
yeah, yeah. But it happens. That's exactly
When
what
you think
happened.
about it.
hmm Yep. So
Yep.
yeah, but
Yep. All
the
right. So
last
who
two, I
else you
think
got on
everybody
that thing
knows.
as you winding down?
I think everybody knows Mr. Eddie Murphy, and he actually,
Who
his
who
directorial
that?
was Eddie Murphy. I know, right?
No, I'm joking.
With Harlem Nights. I know that
Yes, talk about it.
Harlem Nights was, yeah, that
Yep.
movie was his, all right. Harlem Nights of Boomerang.
I would say Boomerang, and the reason why I'm going to say Boomerang is because we hadn't seen a movie like that about love and all of that stuff,
Mm,
and all the black people working in this corporation and
yeah,
the way that it was lit and the way that it was the scenery.
yeah.
We hadn't seen that type of thing before. With Harlem Nights, although it was excellent, we still kind of had seen black people playing that type of thing. But when Boomerang came out, it was like, yo, this could really be, it was the way that they
Hmm.
did that. So but then
Yeah.
for him to direct Harlem Nights for his first movie, getting all his heroes in there, his comedy heroes,
Yeah.
to do that, with Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Della Reese. I think that was, now
That's
you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe.
that,
That was classic. My pinky toe.
that was good. Yeah. And that was the thing, because that was what, four generations, three generations of of comic
Mm-hmm.
genius. You had Red
Mm-hmm.
Fox. That then the next generation was Richard Pryor, and then the next generation
Mm-hmm.
was Eddie Murphy. It did. I mean, it was phenomenal. And the only reason I give
Yeah.
Harlem Nights the edge, to me, I give Harlem Nights the edge, is because of the star power that was in the what that was in that
Yeah.
movie.
And that's
Other
why I
than that,
said that
I
that's
think
the only, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
No, that's
only
true. And that's,
reason, is because of that star power. Yeah. Now, what
yeah.
you're saying about Boomerang is very true, and even I think even Eddie Murphy in an interview said that very thing, that he was purposeful about setting Boomerang up like that,
Mhm.
because it was the first time you had a
Mhm.
all black cast, all black. That was all
Mhm.
black, blacky black, black, black,
Mhm.
all black cast.
Mhm.
Now I don't know as far as
High quality.
didn't the Holland brothers, produce and direct that?
For Boomerang, let me see. And by the way, since we're talking about
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, while I look this up, um, my daughter is watching Beverly Hills Cops for the first time because she wasn't born when they were out. She's watching
Are
one
you
and two,
serious?
watching it, and she just,
Oh
yup.
wow.
And that movie was out when we were little. So she's watching it, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
she's talking
classic.
about it. right, and she's
Yeah.
talking about it in real time. But yes, the Reginald Hudlin,
That was
you're absolutely right. And I
and
remember
that
that
was
now when you say,
yeah.
and that made
And that was Eddie's.
$131 million in the box office in 1992.
Oh yeah. Eddie Murphy was
And
Mr.
the
Box
budget was
Office.
42, but the budget was only 42 million.
Mr. Box Office. Eddie Murphy was Mr. Box
That's
Office.
crazy.
No doubt. Yeah. Yeah. And Beverly
Crazy.
Hills Cop was his second
Think
movie,
about
I
it.
think, because 48 Hours was
That's
the first
crazy.
one. And then Beverly Hills Cop definitely but Harlem Nights definitely brought together I mean, think about that star-studded cast. Robin Harris was in it. His brother Charlie Murphy was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine Guy was in it.
Charlie, his
um
uncle,
yeah, Charlie
Uncle
was in it.
Ray, who we talked about.
Even yeah, even the guy that played the detective or the cop, I forgot his name, but he's very famous. I think he's Italian. He was in it. He
Mm-hmm.
was good in it too. Just
Mm-hmm.
it was just it was very well casted, but just
Mm-hmm.
a stellar cast all
Mm-hmm.
around in the Harlem
Mm-hmm.
Nights. And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering if Eddie Murphy, I think he wrote that story too, didn't he? Didn't he write
Yeah,
Harlem Nights? Didn't he write
yeah.
Harlem Nights too?
So
Yeah.
it was
So
directed. I'm looking at it now. So of course y'all know Harlem Nights. If y'all, I mean, you said Harlem Nights or Boomerang?
no, Harlem Nights. He wrote Harlem Nights, didn't he?
Yes. Yes. Yep. And it was his dream cast and what he wanted to do. Um,
Hmm.
and he did that. And I think that was pretty dope. The movie was good. It's
Yeah.
considered a classic black movie. We talking about get your mother on the phone. I ain't never coming home. How many times we done
I
said
know.
that? That's a
I
classic movie to us.
sunshine,
Man,
sunshine.
that's classic to us when we can recite the lines.
Yeah.
And when he was like, quick, remember Arsenio?
No,
Quick.
no, that ain't the funniest part because
I
somebody
ain't
had the
seen it in
reel,
years,
and they had the NCAA men's and women's basketball. Remember the scene when Arsenio was shooting, he was shooting the machine
Yeah,
gun or
that's
whatever
that
into
part.
the
Yeah.
store.
And they said ping. I remember the one who said ping.
He was like, "Stop shooting that!" He's like, "What are you doing?"
That
But
was
yeah, but
man.
that was a hilarious scene.
I
That's what
haven't
makes, like you
seen it in a
said,
long
that's what
time.
makes these movies classics.
I know because I
Yeah,
haven't even
but
seen it in
that's
forever and still remember some of the stuff.
yeah,
When he told him to
It's really
gas
very
that
good.
air, he was like, breathe. He was
Right.
like,
Take.
man, you see how we talked about that? That is so funny. I'm trying to think the exact year. Because I remember where I was. Let me look at the 1989. Yep. Because
That was 89.
it came out in 1989. Because I
Wow.
remember talking
Wow.
about it and laughing about it, and everybody was reciting the lines. Anybody, your friend, he'd be like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, you see, Harlem Nights, blah blah blah." I had just graduated from high school that year. I remember my first year of college. I remember us talking about that movie and the Student Life Center, and you know what I mean, talking about the quotes and in the different scenes. All right, we at towards the end. What's the last one you got on your list?
Mr. Ice Cube,
I
baby.
So he started as an actor. Go ahead. Where?
No, not as started as an act, started as a rapper, hip hop.
Well,
He's probably the one that's
I know, but we talk about
hip hop.
actors.
Well, yeah, I mean, and he went from being a rapper into acting. He's one of the
Mhm.
very few that went from hip hop into acting, and
LL.
then went from
Mhm.
yeah,
Will
absolutely.
Smith, Queen
Queen,
Latifah.
Will Smith. Those are
Mhm.
the really big ones that really
Mhm.
did. Even Ludacris has gone from hip hop
Even
to being
Yo-Yo.
and
Yo-Yo
yeah,
was on
yeah,
Martin.
yeah. Yep, yep. And she was in Boys in the Hood. She was in
Boys in
Boys in the
the Hood.
Hood too.
MC Light.
So
She has her own
yep.
series. She's been acting
Oh, does
like
she?
so
Oh,
many.
okay,
I think it's on
okay,
Bounce too. Just like in season 2 or
okay,
3. Mhm.
okay. Yeah, but Ice Cube has been one of the ones to do it very well. Starting from Boys in the Hood, his Friday series. Everybody knows his Friday series.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
That's Leroy's
um,
favorite.
I, and people don't remember that. People might have slept on us. The Players Club. Remember that movie
Players
with Diamond?
Club. Yeah.
And
Players
he's
Club.
had two
Don't let it
two
look.
big series.
Yeah.
No, he's had two big series. But
Mm-hmm.
you had the Friday franchise and the Barbershop franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think it looks like he only directed the Barbershop 2
Mm-hmm.
back in business. So
Mm-hmm.
he's done that. He's done
Mm-hmm.
that very well. He's made that
Mm-hmm.
transition, and I like to see that. I like to see the folks that say, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to expand what
Yep.
I do,
Yep.
what I know that I can do. I'm going to learn, because
Yep.
they had to learn a new skill set in order to be able to,
Yep.
in order to be able to gain that. So it's great to see these actors that have gone from acting and have gone behind the scenes, have gotten behind the camera versus just
Mm-hmm.
being in front of the camera. So
Mm-hmm.
this was a great series, both of them. Last week with the ladies, of course, and then with the men, ending with the men this week, and a good way to end our season. I'll say
Yeah.
great way to end our season as well too, with these directors,
Yeah.
actors, directors, and directors, actors. So you
Actors,
know,
directors, actors, and some of them, like we pointed out, that did both at the same time, and that's how they came into the
correct.
business trying to
Hmm.
make it. Because Spike Lee was in his own movies
Yeah.
because he needed to hire somebody, and you got to bet on yourself. Tyler Perry, same thing. Like you got to bet on yourself.
Yep.
You're like, I don't need no actor to do this. I could do this. Let's get
Yep.
this thing going. You
It's
know,
got to be the shoes, money. It's got to
it
be the
got to be the
shoes.
shoes. Uh-uh. Spike Lee with that
Mr.
walk.
Mars Blackman.
Mars Blackman. And that was a great series, by the way. That was a great
Mhm.
series, that She's Gotta Have It series. I don't know if anybody saw that
Yeah.
on
Oh,
Netflix a
really?
few
Okay.
years ago, but that was a good series. Have you seen it,
Is that
Leroy?
still on Netflix? No, I haven't seen it. Is that still on Netflix?
It may
You
be. You
know?
got to check it out. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah,
should
definitely want to
be.
check it out.
It should be. Yeah, and I'm gonna check out what's the one Denzel Washington one so I can watch that. I heard about it.
Yeah. What
Jordan,
did we? What? Yeah. A
what is the
journal for
one?
Jordan. A journal for Jordan. A journal for Jordan,
A
I believe, is the
Journal
name of
for Jordan.
it. Hmm.
Yeah. And, thinking of all the people in Denzel, the actor of actors, going ahead
Hmm.
and doing that. And I know even Will Smith, he put his hat, he's a rapper turned actor. And I believe that he directed episodes of his show,
Okay. Okay.
and that
He didn't.
be
He
able
didn't.
to direct.
He didn't direct King Richard, did he?
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
think
think so
so.
either.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
because that was a
so.
great. That was a great.
Um,
That was a great movie story, as well, starring him.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't think so. I don't think he did that. But
gotcha,
and let me
gotcha.
just make sure, because I don't think he did that.
Hmm.
But I'm looking to see. No, but I remember hearing, and I gotta look, don't hold me to that, but I believe he's done directing this of his show. I don't
Okay,
know. Did
okay,
you see him
okay.
come up for any movies? I don't think so with the movies.
I don't think so. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
I don't
His
think
name
so with
didn't
the
come
movies.
up for any of them.
Yeah. So I
So
mean, this was good. This is a season 6 of More Than Just a Movie, MT Jams, where we break down the classic Black films. In about 3 weeks, I think the second week of May, we are going to go straight to season 7. We're going to take a little break. We'll come back maybe next week or the week after with a teaser. We know what we're focusing season 7 on, and it's going to be great. Y'all are going to love it. And it's movies. We're not spotlighting people. It's certain types of movies that we're going to spotlight. And these movies, y'all love them. So that's going to be great. So make sure you tell all your people that season 7 of More Than Just a Movie is coming to you. What, the second week? Did I say the second week of May? I think I
Yeah,
said to
this is
you.
the third one. I
I
think you said the
think it's
third week. Yeah.
so
I know
the
you
third
said 3
week would
weeks.
be, oh yeah, so the third, no, so it would be May 9th, I think it was. May 9th, because today is the 11th. In about 3-4 weeks. May 9th. That's what we doing. We may come back May 2nd if we miss y'all. Me and Leroy feel like it. We may debut it May 2nd. But look for it May 9th. Let's talk about it. So you want 3-week hiatus or 4?
Well, what would be the easiest for? Because I'm thinking about starting off at the beginning of a month, so that would be. I'm
So it would be
thinking,
3.
yeah, I think 3. Yeah, 3 weeks is good.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, so
Yeah,
that's May 2nd. So we're going to kick off season 7 May 2nd. At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I can't wait for y'all to see season 7. You excited about season 7, Leroy?
yeah, it's gonna be funny.
It's going to be funny. Can you believe that we have been doing this for 6 seasons and we're getting ready to go into our 7th season of More Than Just a
I know
Movie,
that's a
breaking
long
down
time,
classic Black films. So let me
but we
tell
said
y'all,
that.
that's a long time, right? What'd you say?
No, I'm saying that's a long time. That's a lot of movies, and we said that from the beginning that we were gonna have movies for days.
And never run out. Our first
Yeah.
movie we ever did was Love Jones because Leroy and I used to talk about Love Jones all the time, and y'all know that I quote Love Jones all the time. And that was our very first one. So if you go back, some of the ones were muted because back then we would try to play movie scenes and YouTube shut that down real fast. So we just talk about them, but we started off doing More Than Just a Movie. And then we entered into classic Black TV and then classic Black experience, the culture, because we'll be talking about plays and theater because it's broad when it comes to Black folks in the media. We ain't new to this. We true to this. We've been doing this for a long time. And classics are, you know, the movies that, like we were talking about Harlem Nights. I ain't seen it in years, but I can tell you what's happening. Everybody knows all
Hmm.
the scenes to Coming to America, right? We know
Yeah.
who was in what movie and what they played. You calling folks by their movie name. That's when you know it's a classic. So Leroy, you got the last words and we wrapping it up.
No, this has been another exciting season. Hopefully, y'all have enjoyed it. We want to hear your feedback. If there's something that you all want a certain type of movies or movies that y'all think that we haven't covered that y'all would like us to cover, please hit the notification bell, but also hit the subscribe button as well, and put in the comments there. And we want you to share with your friends and everything else. It's just to have a good time reminiscing and talking about movies that we've all watched, we've all seen, and we enjoy them too. These are the movies that every time they come on TV, pretty much you don't mind watching them or you're keeping them on just to just to watch it, have them on or something. So, and you can, like Kendell was saying, you can repeat all the lines to the movie because you done seen them that many times. So,
Yep. Yep. They're like comfort movies.
absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like you
yep,
can have them, like you
yep.
said, in the background, and no matter that,
Hmm.
you know, when it's a classic movie or classic TV, where you can turn the
Hmm.
television on or your iPad, whatever you're watching, streaming, and you catch it in the middle, and you'll
Hmm.
continue to watch it, and you know exactly what part it's there, what's happening, what happened before you even saw it. Those are the classics. Like we can put on episodes of Martin, as we talk about classic Black TV, and we
Hmm.
know exactly what's going to happen. Tuna, I don't want no dang tuna with Miss Jerry. We know A
Yep.
Different World when Tupac walks into the pit. We already
Yeah.
know he got the
Yeah.
little hat on. He going to smile like he smiles, and we know ain't nothing wrong with a city job. That's one of the lines.
Yep.
So we know what that is. All right, Leroy, tell them what to do so we can wrap it up.
Juices, y'all know, hit that subscription button. Y'all know so y'all can know when Miss Kendell is on, because she on all the time, y'all. I don't know, she got 50, 11 jobs, you know what I'm saying? So check her out, hit that subscription button, the subscribe button. And like we said, hit the like button, but also hit the comments button, because we really want to know what what you like. If there are movies that we haven't hit or that we haven't talked about, if you have any ideas, we welcome them. We welcome them. We welcome them, because we want to hear and we want to give you what you ask for. Got to give the people what they want. Got to give the people what they want.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you so much, whether you're watching it live or the playback. We extended this episode just a little longer because we want to really wrap up season 6 in a great way, and give you teasers for season 7. And we're going to do a video, even though we're coming back for season 7 on May 2nd. We'll probably, a week before that, we will probably come on live with a short teaser of what we're going to focus season 7 on. We appreciate y'all so much. Basine, you are the star supporter of More Than Just a Movie. I'm so
Big
glad you got a
ups.
chance to meet Leroy. Y'all, Leroy, you got a chance to meet her. She misses no episode. Even she's
Not at
going through
all.
it. And she puts us
Yeah.
on the big
Yeah.
TV. She put us on the
I
TV.
know. I know. I don't know if Billy Z saw that. I should have tagged. I don't know if I should have tagged her. Cause she had the pictures of Mama. I'm on TV
My
now.
mom on TV. And her husband Joe. Her and her husband Joe of 20 something years. She all in love. He in love.
That's
They sit
beautiful.
there watching us on
That
TV.
is so
Watching
cool.
that.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get her a monumental t-shirt. I got to figure out a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to make her a t-shirt for
Oh yeah, that'd be
MTG.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
make
that'd be cool.
Basing. I'm gonna make you a t-shirt. She know I'll be making her t-shirts. I'm gonna make you a t-shirt, Leroy. I'm gonna make us a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Um,
That'd be a great way to start off season 7
I
with the
got you.
t-shirt.
I got you.
So
We're gonna
yeah,
make the t-shirts.
for before you go on a somber, I'm gonna say a somber note on
Oh,
that,
I know what
but
you're gonna
uh,
say.
OJ gone, OJ gone,
I'm not.
OJ
I'm,
gone, y'all.
I'm not
OJ
laughing
gone,
at
y'all.
that. But
Yeah,
why you
y'all.
gotta?
I knew it would make you laugh.
Why
I
you
knew it
gotta,
would make you laugh. That's
why you
that's why
gotta
I
say
said
it
it.
like
That's why I said it. That's why I said it like that. OJ gone. OJ gone. And he was actually an athlete that turned actor too. So people
and
people
Jim
don't know
Brown?
that about him. Yeah. Whoa, man. Whoo, Jim Brown. Yes. Yes. The Dirty Dozen. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But yeah. But yep.
But OJ
But
was an actor that
yeah.
turned, I mean, a football player that turned actor. And when we were growing up, those
Yeah.
Hertz rental car commercials were
Yeah.
everything.
Commercials.
Where he was
Absolutely.
running through remember when he was
Everything.
running through the airport?
Yep.
He was running through the
Airport.
airport
Yep.
trying to catch us. Like that's part of our childhood. And I'm not here
Yeah.
to say,
Right.
the book,
Right.
whether he did it or not. I'm not even
Right.
talking about that because I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what the
Yeah.
heck was going on. Nobody
Yeah.
deserved to lose their life, well, whatever happened, nobody. But
Yeah.
when I think about the OJ Simpson from when I was little, I'll go back there.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, and that was the thing because I did a on Thursdays, and then we go after this. On Thursdays, I do the Greatness Thursday, and I wanted the focus. I wanted to pay tribute to him because he was a great athlete. He was a great football player. He was a great actor, and people know he was a great sportscaster too because
I
he
remember
did sportscasting
in the
before,
80s.
kind of like, yeah, in the 80s, and when he was doing, I think, the Hearst commercials at the same time and all of that stuff. So there's many accomplishments that this. He was a Heisman Trophy winner, so he had plenty of those great things that he did, and whether, like you were saying, I know that's what the mainstream media is going to focus on. So I'm not even going to focus on that. That ain't what I'm talking about. The great man that he
And
was,
if he did
and
do that,
paying
if he did do
tribute
that,
to.
I don't condone that.
Right.
I
Correct.
don't know.
Correct. Absolutely not.
We got
Yeah,
half the people
absolutely
that
not.
say he
You
did
know,
it, half the people that say he didn't. But I
yeah,
know that
yeah.
that Bronco chase was on my birthday when I was living in Vegas. I do know that
Oh,
because I
are
was
you
trying to get off
serious?
on my birthday. I'm dead serious. It was
Oh,
June 17th,
wow.
19. What was
Wow.
that?
90, it was
1994,
92?
94?
Was it
No, was
94,
it
90? It was
92?
somewhere. It was
Somewhere
somewhere
around
in
there,
there. I
right?
think it was no, it was 94 because I wasn't in college. I
Yeah,
wasn't in college. I know I was working for a hotel,
yeah.
DoubleTree. Yep.
And
Because I remember
and you
watching
know
it
why I know?
in my room.
And you know why I was know it was 94 is because I lived in Vegas. The house that I lived in, I lived on base housing, and I remember my daughter was like one, my oldest daughter. And I
Okay. Okay.
remember I was
Okay.
trying to decide because she had never had a babysitter, and I was going to go out for my birthday and end up, taking her and all this. But I just remember that it held us up because it was going on. It was
Mm-hmm.
news was everywhere. Everybody was
Yeah.
glued to it,
Everywhere.
and it was.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
on my birthday, right. I think it was on. Yeah, it was actually on the birthday because I was trying to think if I was going out on
Wow.
my birthday. I love celebrating my birthday on my birthday, so it probably was that day. But yeah, just to, I saw that, and the way you said OJ gone, that
Yeah.
sounded like something how my mom would have probably said it. She called me and she similarly said that, and I was like, I know, I saw 76
Yeah.
cancer succumb
76
to
and
private
passed away
battle
from
with
cancer. They didn't,
cancer.
yeah, I didn't see, I didn't hear what kind of cancer it was. I just knew it was
Mm-mm,
cancer. They didn't, I don't know
mm-mm,
if they said what kind of cancer it was. They just said it was
no,
cancer.
they
So,
said it was his private battle with cancer.
mhm.
And even this headline, speaking of what you just said, OJ Simpson, the star football player who was accused of killing his ex-wife,
Yeah,
dies at 76.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
yeah. Mm,
here's the sad thing, and I know we're not going to get into this, but the sad thing about that is he was found not guilty, and they still
yeah.
won't let it go. This man was found innocent of those charges, and they still won't let it go. It's still he was charged with the of his wife and her, and then made it say her friend. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, y'all. I'm just saying,
But do you
you know.
think if he didn't have
But
Johnny
yeah,
Cochran, do you think he would have been that's a whole nother show, a whole nother but if he didn't have Johnny
yeah,
Cochran, would
yeah.
he have been proven
I don't
guilty?
know. I mean, but he had some really good attorneys. Though it wasn't just Johnny, because those
No.
other.
He
Did you
had
ever watch the
Kardashian. I was getting ready to
Yeah?
say that. I was getting ready to
Did you
say that.
ever did you ever watch the what was it, the something versus OJ
American
that Cuba
Crime.
Gooding played in? Yeah,
Yes,
America versus OJ or something. That was
American
a great
Crime.
series. That was a
Oh
great
my
that was a
god,
great series.
it
That was
was
a great series.
amazing.
Yeah,
And Sterling K.
but
Brown as
yeah,
John, it was amazing.
yeah, and I don't even if Johnny Cochran wasn't on that team, I think he still would have gotten off because that was like the top tier of defense attorneys that you could get.
Yeah.
Them folks that he had on there, Johnny Cochran included. Johnny Cochran was probably the best out of them, and that was proven. Matter of fact, I got to do him for one of my greats on Thursday. Johnny Cochran, because he was a phenomenal attorney, and it's just that even his, even his saying, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Classic, everybody still knows that saying,
I just
and
heard somebody say it like this earlier this week.
yeah. Yeah, you'll probably you hear it for the day or two, just because of with O.J. Simpson passing, and
Yeah.
you'll see the pictures with him trying to put the glove on and how it
Mhm.
didn't fit, and
Mhm.
everything like that, and it was really
Mhm.
tight. So all of
Mhm.
that stuff, but yeah, definitely 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 the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah,
All right, so they
cool.
coming for Khloe
Yep.
Kardashian saying sorry for your loss because that's her father. That's a whole nother day. Now they being
Yeah,
messy because
see, yeah, they ain't
they've been
even
saying
let the
that. Now
man.
they like
Yeah, the body ain't even got cold yet. You know what I'm
you know
saying?
people don't care
And
about that. You know
yeah,
the
yeah,
jokes come like instantly. They
yeah,
don't care. No, nobody cares about that.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
All
Yeah,
right,
I know the
everybody.
I know the internet going crazy. I know the internet going crazy. I'm gonna go crazy about that.
And Leroy got me laughing on how he said it. That's why we friends and brother and sister, because he goofy too. He's goofy too. And he knew I was gonna laugh, and he knew I was gonna say that. I ain't trying to laugh, but he gone, baby. He gone. Like
Go.
I'm not gonna
Let's get out of here, kiddo. Let's get out of here, kiddo.
go get some popcorn, get your favorite blanket, sit down and watch some movies while we are on hiatus. Tell us all the movies that you watch, some classic Black TV. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Drop it in this context of this video. What movies will you be watching? Will you be watching some of the movies that Leroy and I suggested, or the TV? What will
Right.
you be watching? And when we come back, we want to hear from you all.
And
Right,
they can even
Leroy?
go back and watch out. They can even go back and watch out our previous episodes too, as we talked about. Y'all, when you want to find out some movies to watch our previous episodes right there on
Boom.
YouTube.
Boom. He had the final say.
Boom.
Y'all. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Wait. Drop the mic. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. We'll be back.